So the first team in the Western Conference Finals has been decided, and it was a wild game for the Dallas Mavericks and the Oklahoma City Thunder. This was a game where it looked early like OKC were in control. They were absolutely dominant in that first half, and I'm not gonna lie, as someone that is from a country with the time zones I was in, at halftime I went to sleep. Then went and caught the freaking comeback. Watching back on it in the second half was absolutely nuts. Like, genuinely, I was thinking, you know what? It's going to a game 7. Heck, the fact Luka literally said to the Thunder coach, the refs are trying to get this to game 7 for you is wild. I wouldn't go that far. I honestly wouldn't go that far. Like, as much as the calls, you probably could say the calls favored the Thunder. Man, I'm not going to discredit the way the Thunder played and say, oh, the only reason they were in the game was because of the refs, because they put up a hell of a fight yesterday, and they put up a hell of a fight during the series. Chet Holmgren, like, people were saying maybe he was the best player in that 2022 draft class. Nah, like, he was all right. And 21 points, but for the series, he was just kind of up and down. He very much did look like a rookie, but he's going to be a hell of a player. J-Dub, going to be a hell of a player. The Thunder are fine. The Thunder are absolutely fine. They're going to be one of the best teams in the NBA for years to come. And Shai was the best player in the series. Just putting it out there. Shai was the best player in this series. And this is coming from a Luka Doncic fan. This is coming from someone who literally has Luka, for the time being. I will figure out something to change my profile picture. But has a freaking picture of a cartoon Luka as my profile picture. This is coming from a guy who is a Luka fan. Shai was the best player in this series. Albeit, like, Luka was hurt. Luka's not better. Shai's not better than Luka. But Luka was hurt, and hurt, like, relatively badly. So, at the end of the day, when it comes to that, look, you can't expect too much more from him. But still, like, Luka, I'm not going to be out here saying he had this unbelievable series. He had a pretty decent spells yesterday. He had a 29-point triple-double. He had a 30-point triple-double on good shooting efficiency, but he turned the ball over a lot. Like, he did turn it over a lot. Like, just the way they were blitzing him and double-teaming him, he was just trying to get the ball out of his hands. He turned it over quite a bit. Kyrie Irving decided, as usual, I'm not going to ever look to shoot the ball in the first half. And I don't know how that's going to work against the Denver or Minnesota. I think he's going to have to actually look to do something. But again, an unbelievable second half. Like, Kyrie's showing what he can do as a player, but he's also, like, showing that sometimes he just chooses not to do what he can do. And I kind of get it. Like, he's trying to just pass the ball, get his teammates involved. I kind of get what he's trying to do. But sometimes, especially when you're down 16 at halftime, like, don't wait till halftime to actually shoot the ball. Especially if you're Kyrie freaking Irving. You're one of the most skilled players ever. You're probably one of the top 100 players to ever play the sport. Like, don't wait till the third quarter to start shooting. Either way, though, an impressive win. And while neither Kyrie or Luka had the best series in the world. Neither of them did. This series was on the role players. Different games, different guys stepped up. And for a team who had done such a bad job of putting talent around Luka, and then when they drafted for Kyrie, they traded their defense. They traded an awful lot, like, of their pieces around Luka that were helping Luka for Kyrie, and didn't have anything else. Heck, we're starting Dwight Powell last year. But this team is constructed so well, which is rare for Dallas. You haven't seen that for Dallas since Luka's got there. But, like, if you look at this team, you've got yourself Luka. You've got, like, Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench. You've got two centers that both rim run, they both roll hard, and they both dunk everything. And they both block shots. So when it comes, and rebound, obviously. So Gafford and Lively, like, the two of them. Lively was obviously much better yesterday. Gafford has had games where he's much better. They both do the same thing. It's basically like 48 minutes of the same player. And sometimes you do want it to be spread, but obviously Maxi Kleber is injured. When they go small with, like, PJ Washington at the 5, it's a bit of a struggle. But you've obviously got the two of those guys who are going to give you just hard rolling. They're going to catch lobs. And they're the perfect centers to play with a Luka Doncic. Like, they're exactly what Luka's been needed. It's basically when they brought in JaVale McGee a couple of years back, that's what people thought JaVale McGee was going to be. But JaVale McGee obviously wasn't JaVale McGee of old. That's what people thought JaVale McGee was going to be for Luka. However, they finally got it in Gafford and Derek Lively. And not only that, they've got two of them. They drafted really well with getting Lively. And then obviously trading for Gafford was big. PJ Washington has had a really good series. Like, defensively, he's better than I thought he was. And as far as shooting goes, he's still shooting pretty well. Like, he had a not great season shooting-wise for the regular season. Shooting really, really well in the playoffs. Like, didn't do much till late last night. But he stepped up big time in the end. Stepped up big time and then hit the game-winning free throws. Derrick Jones Jr. has become one of the better 3-and-D players in the NBA. Like, as decent as he was for Miami and Portland, he was mainly just... Like, he was more famous for his dunk contests. Or dunk contest win than he was for anything he was doing on the floor. But now he's become one of the better 3-and-D players in the NBA. And the Dallas Mavericks are now in a position where they're competing. They're exactly where they were supposed... They're not where we're supposed to be. Like, I thought I have them winning the whole thing. And like, not now, but I had them winning the whole thing before the playoffs, before Luka got hurt. I had them winning the whole thing. Whereas a lot of people had them going out first round. Like, they were the 5 seed. The 5 seeds aren't necessarily meant to go get to the Western Conference Finals, but yet they're that good, the Dallas Mavericks, that they're there. And people are expecting them to be there. So they've held serve. It was expected to be, by a lot of people, Dallas and Denver. Dallas have put up their end of the bargain. It's now up to Denver to win tonight. And tonight I will be, or tomorrow night if you're in America, but tonight I will be streaming. I will be live streaming on this channel a watch party of the games. That is my plan for today. From 8:30 my time till like 4 a.m. my time, I do plan on doing a long watch party of all the games. Hovering between sitting and standing and all that because, you know, gotta get up and moving a little bit for the... Because why not? But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to Dallas. They had a really good series. They were tested by the Thunder, and the Thunder just aren't quite ready yet. They're really freaking good. So much talent. And just run it back. Whatever picks they have this year, run it back. They have the 12th pick. If Edie falls there, take Edie. Like, that's the type of things. Or, sorry, if Cody Williams is there, you just take Cody Williams. But you try to find a way to get like a Zach Edey, because situational play for some size when needed, he could be a type of player that puts them over the edge. But the Thunder are a hell of a team. The Dallas Mavericks are a hell of a team. And I'm looking forward to seeing who they face off tonight in the Western Conference Finals. Let me know who you guys think it's going to be. Do you guys think it's going to be Minnesota? Do you guys think it's going to be Denver? My prediction is Denver, because I just think Jokic is the best player in the world. And in one-off games, the better player does tend to win a lot of the time.